Hey guys, let's do the bouncing ball now. We've already saved this as just the rolling ball, so now let's save it as the bouncing ball. We're gonna go File, Save Scene As, and we're gonna change this from ball roll to ball bounce. And we'll save the scene file. This way we're not going to overwrite ball roll scene file. Okay, so now what we want to do is we are going to be animating the Y translation. So if I hit W and get my translation manipulator, so translation manipulator is W, rotation is E, and scale is R. But I'm going to hit W because I want to animate only the translation in Y. So here at frame 1, I'm going to go ahead and pull the ball up here to the top of my screen. We're going to start up in the air, and then at frame 10 I'm going to bring the ball down on the ground. At frame 18 I'm going to bring it back up in the air. So I'm going to go ahead and select, just so we can visualize this inside the graph editor, I'm going to select the curve right here with the left mouse button on the left hand side of the channel box over here, and then I'm going to come down here in my graph editor and hit F, just so we can start to see what we're building. Let's actually hit G down here, so we're framing our frame range. We're down on the ground, we're back up in the air. I'm going to go 8 frames into the future, and now I'm going to bring it down back onto the ground. Next, I'm going to go 8 frames into the future. Actually, let's do 6. And I'll bring it up in the air. And then bring it down. And then we'll just let it roll for the last couple of frames. Back here. Now it's just on the Y translation. So if we play this, because our curve is set to auto key and it's doing a ease in, ease out, we really don't want the ball to ease in to where it hits the ground. Because of the way physics works, when gravity takes over, it'll take a few minutes for the object that's falling to get up to speed, but then it falls at a constant rate. So I'm going to select these keys where it hits the ground, and I'm going to change them to linear. So now when we play back, so it's looking a little bit better, but let's go back to our, I'm going to select the ball over here on the right hand side in the outliner, and I'm going to go back to our Y translation curve. I'm going to hit frame. So we're going to play with the tangents of this curve. So when I select this curve, you'll see that we get these handles. So what I want to do is I want to select the top tangents for each one, and then I'm going to select just the right side handle for each one of them. I'm going to hit W so I'm in translation mode, and then I'm just going to scale it out a little bit so that it spends a little bit more time at the top of the arc for each one of the bounces. That's what this curve now looks like it will do. So we get a little bit more airtime. We can also change how fast it bounces into the ground. So let's just do that here on the first time that it hits the ground here at frame 10. So I'm just going to select that. I'm going to come up here to this button and I'm going to hit it. That breaks my tangents, which means that I can manipulate the tangents independently. So first I'm going to select the one here on the left. I'm going to hit W, and I'm going to, move it up a little bit. So it's going to speed in there a little bit faster. I'm going to do the same thing here so it speeds out just a little bit faster. Let's do that for this one as well. I'm going to break the tangent. And I'm just going to come in a little bit faster to this one. And we'll leave the others the way they are because the ball is losing momentum. This is looking pretty good. So I'm going to select the ball again over here on the right hand side in the outliner. And let's just select the Y translation so we could talk about it a little bit. So you'll see at the beginning, the ball is the highest. And then as it bounces, it starts to lose momentum, right? So it doesn't go up quite as high as the last time it was in the air. And then the same for the third one. This one is much smaller. When we change that distance, it starts to feel heavier or lighter, which is what we will discuss in our class next week. So now that we have the ball finished, I'm going to go up here and say File, Save Scene, and then I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to create a play blast. I'm going to go Windows, Play Blast, Option Box. I'm going to count down here, and I'm going to change it to Ball Bounce Scale, and then I'm going to hit Play Blast. I feel like it comes to now that I'm looking at it in real time, I feel like it comes to too sudden a stop. So that's what I'm going to turn in. I'll turn in my scene file and the ball bounce movie